Welcome. Lots of people over the years have wondered why we call this Friday good. What could possibly be good about Jesus suffering and dying? Good Friday is only good because of Easter Sunday, the day we celebrate that God raised Jesus from the dead, that Jesus overcame sin and death for our sakes. That's what I say most of the time. But this year, it occurred to me that there might be another reason to call what we remember today good. Not every person of faith is able to sit with Good Friday. Some of us prefer to go straight to the joyful strains of Easter. But some of us need Good Friday. And there are times when we need Good Friday. There is suffering that only Good Friday can speak to. For these people and these times, Good Friday can be called good. And the day we remember Jesus' sacrifice on the cross can even be called, perhaps, wonderful, marvelous. Good Friday teaches us that Jesus suffered. And from that we learn that Jesus is with us in our suffering. On the cross, Jesus was abandoned and alone. And because of that, we believe that no one suffers alone, for Christ is with them. Jesus endured the worst this world has to give. And so we believe that with his help, we can endure whatever may be ahead of us. Finally, it's Good Friday that teaches us, perhaps more than anything else, that God would rather die than be God without us. We are not alone. We do not walk through these days alone. No one does. God is with us, giving us strength and courage, giving us mercy and forgiveness, and filling us with hope. Listen to John's story, a portion of it, of Good Friday, John 19, verses 31 through 43. Since it was the day of preparation, the Jews did not want the bodies left on the cross during the Sabbath, especially because that Sabbath was a day of great solemnity. So they asked Pilate to have the legs of the crucified men broken and the bodies removed. Then the soldiers came and broke the legs of the first and the other who had been crucified with him. But when they came to Jesus and saw that he was already dead, they did not break his legs. Instead, one of the soldiers pierced his side with a spear, and at once blood and water came out. These things occurred so that the scripture might be fulfilled. None of his bones shall be broken. And again, another passage of scripture says, they will look on the one whom they have pierced. After these things, Joseph of Arimathea, who was a disciple of Jesus, though a secret one because of his fear of the Jews, asked Pilate to let him take away the body of Jesus. Pilate gave him permission, so he came and removed his body. Nicodemus, who had at first come to Jesus by night, also came, bringing a mixture of myrrh and aloes, weighing about 100 pounds. They took the body of Jesus and wrapped it with the spices and linen cloths, according to the burial custom of the Jews. Now there was a garden in the place where he was crucified, and in the garden there was a new tomb, in which no one had ever been laid. And so, because it was the Jewish day of preparation, and the tomb was nearby. They laid Jesus there. Slats, Toole, has written a poem called "The Night Weeps," and it is a response and a reflection on this scripture reading. They have given us permission to share it here with you. The night weeps and covers the earth with her protective arms, whispering, "I will hold you." The skies crack and the earth groans as God dies. And the wilderness is truly empty. And there is nothing but silence. The kind of silence that comes when there is no point to breath. And yet, somehow, the rest of us still go on. Breathe with us, O earth. Breathe with us, O sky. Breathe with us, O night. Stay with us as we wait. We wait. We wait. And now I invite you to listen to Jessica Nicholson singing an arrangement of My Savior's Love.
I stand amazed in the presence of Jesus the Nazarene. I wonder how he could love me, a sinner condemned unclean. For me it was in the garden. He prayed, not my will, but thine. He had no tears for his own griefs, but sweat drops of blood for mine. Oh, marvelous, how wonderful, and my song shall ever be. Oh, marvelous, how wonderful is my Savior's love for me. He took my sins and sorrows. He made them his very own. He bore the burden